Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roundup, a podcast where we round up the latest news and talk all things pop culture. I'm your host, Brandon, joined by my other hosts, Andrew.
What's up?
Cervantes.
What's up?
And Casey.
How's it going?
Welcome back to another episode. We'll be discussing some pretty cool stuff that's come out lately. All right, jumping into the news, we're starting off with trailers. So, first trailer we have is the Fast and Furious trailer, right?
Yeah, the 9th installment in this franchise.
Ended after 3, but that's a personal opinion.
Man, I don't know what to say. They're going to space. They're going to space. And
we all predicted it.
I'm gonna be real. I've never really been a fan of this series. I thought Hobbs and Shaw was pretty good, and that's probably about it. I mostly just kind of watch these movies just to be like, wow, that is really dumb. And
yeah,
man, I think John Cena and Vin Diesel being brothers, that really takes the cake. They've got to be adopted brothers, right? Like, that's how they're going to explain it.
Most
you
likely.
know, the movie's not going to explain it. Like, it's just going to make you assume. Like,
honestly,
right.
I feel like for sake of sanity, they should be adoptive brothers. But you know what? This series is so outlandish at this point. Just full send. They are biological brothers.
Yeah, that would just be weird.
Also, I think it's a little bit weird that this franchise has focused on family for the last 7 movies, and just somehow the topic of Vin Diesel having a brother just never came up. You know, all friends. We're all
you're so right.
We're fam. Sorry, I gotta do my Vin Diesel voice. We're family. Roads, cars. I have a brother, but you guys don't need to know about that. Don't worry. It'll come in when we need to have some drama. It's dope. It's okay. That's,
okay.
10 out of 10.
That's all I took away from these trailers. Just, I was just watching and thinking, man, how are they gonna explain this? Also, wow, they're going to space. I can't believe we've actually hit this point. What's next?
Fast and Furious 10, Cars on Mars.
Oh, but I don't know if you guys saw the movie Ad Astra, but they already did that. Yeah, so that's taken.
Okay.
So, Cars on Mars, it rhymes. They gotta do it. Look, there's a helicopter on Mars now. I know that's not pop culture, but there's a helicopter on Mars now, so I think there can be cars on Mars.
I mean, rovers are
Human driven cars that go faster than 2.5 miles an hour.
okay.
Honestly, I just wish they would end it after this one. They can just, retire I guess some of them could, and then you're pretty much set for life.
Speaking of the end of the franchise, they have said that 10 will be the last one.
Oh,
Sorry, let me correct that. Fast and Furious 10 Part 2 will be the last one.
Until Part 3 comes out.
Fast and Furious 10 Part Epilogue. Vin Diesel's got a stepbrother. There we go. He's got a brother-in-law. He's got a different brother-in-law.
It'll just be Fast and Furious, the trilogy.
Jesus. The only other
hold on,
thing that comes.
I gotta
Diesel
stop.
has a sister.
I gotta stop you right there. I hate to interrupt, but I just came up with this idea for a Fast and Furious 10 hashtag. Hashtag, check it. Fast 10 your seatbelts.
Shut up!
Boom.
Shut
That's
up.
it.
That was so bad.
Universal,
That was
you
so
can
bad.
Universal, you can bill me for my marketing skills. It's okay.
It's so bad that it's good and it works.
They gotta do it. I mean, come on, man. It's right there. It is right there.
We will mark this down in the books until Fast and Furious 10 comes out. It'll be fasten your seatbelts.
Get that
Well,
trending on
that's just
Twitter.
the tagline.
Yeah.
The title will probably will just be Fast and Furious 10, but subtitled
Part 2.
subtitled Family Matters or something like that. I don't know.
Fast and Furious 10. Family. This one just talks about family.
Jesus. All I was gonna say is the one thing, and it kind of upsets me about this movie, and it was showed in the first trailer. They revived I don't even know his name, which is really bad.
Oh, the Asian
dude.
I
forgot his-
I know his name, and I only know it because it's because they named him after Han Solo, because his name is Han.
That's right. Yeah, they revived Han, which really pisses me off because, number one, he hasn't been there for the last 6 movies, and then he just shows up. But they're gonna have to take a long time to explain how he didn't die to an explosion. Like, his car flipped over and just blew up.
Family. That's the explanation.
It's just family. Yeah.
Survived with
Family.
the power of friendship.
Brandon, I got you on this one, right? So, it turns out that in 4 or 5 years after Fast and Furious 9, Vin Diesel finds a Jedi temple and is actually able to enter into an alternate realm called the World Between Worlds. And he's able to see Han through a portal, and thinking this is actually Han Solo from Star Wars about to be stabbed by Kylo Ren, he accidentally pulls out Han from Fast and Furious, whichever one he dies in. And he's like,
Okay.
Well, shoot, what do I do now?
Bring him back to the present.
Yep, that's exactly
Okay.
how it happens.
Honestly, wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened. Okay. I think with that, we can all say that we're not very excited for this movie. But
No.
you want to know what movie we are excited for?
Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings.
Oh my god!
This is what Iron Fist should have been. That was my first thought.
Still,
Let's not get our hopes up.
Yeah.
it's possible.
Again, don't get your hopes up. As possible as it could be.
Honestly, I don't dislike it, but I don't know, because I don't really know the character that well, so, I mean, I'm not...
To be fair, in the whole Marvel pantheon, Shang-Chi kind of is, I wouldn't say an unknown, but definitely lesser known. But I'm excited to see this character that I don't...
Yeah, I'm excited for the movie, but...
I don't really know anything about.
Right.
I think there's a few things of note. First of all, we're getting the real Mandarin this time, of course, as we all remember from Iron Man 3, Ben Kingsley's
Yeah.
the Mandarin turned out to be just a act, and then we had
Trevor.
Guy Pearce, I believe, played Aldrich Killian. He got blown up, and then he was like, "I am the Mandarin," and then Pepper Potts blew him up again for the second time. But then in the Marvel one-shot All Hail the King, where we see Ben Kingsley Mandarin, he's in jail, and some Ten Rings goon points a gun at him and is like, "Hey, the real Mandarin's kind of mad at you." the real Mandarin. And that's kind of the last we heard of that, and that was back in like 2014. So now we're finally getting the real Mandarin.
It's gonna be lit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm on the same grounds as you. I don't know much about him. To the point of I had no idea Shang-Chi existed until they announced this movie.
Yeah,
but
same here.
I mean, a martial arts movie with Marvel thrown on it just looks phenomenal. Like,
Agreed.
like, it's a recipe for a masterful movie, and I think we see what they can do. For like a couple seconds, they had the one scene with it looks like a female backing up in a green dress, and it's like
Yeah, that is. Some people have speculated that. So in that scene, we know the guy in white that's jumping towards her. That's the Mandarin, and some have speculated that the woman in the green dress, that is Shang-Chi's mother. Of course, this is all speculation. So take it with a grain of salt, obviously. But yes,
I mean, if that is the style they're going for the fights, and if that's like how the choreography is going to look and everything is going to play out in a movie that's going to be predominantly about fighting, but hopefully have a really good story, that's going to be a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I hope all the fight scenes look like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed it from the trailers. Obviously, we don't get a whole lot of like extended scenes, but it really feels like for this movie, for the fights, they're definitely trying to go for the extended sequences without many quick cuts. You know, like you look at like Captain America's Civil War, there's a lot of fast cuts in the fight. Like there's a particular part with Black Widow. She's running up to some goons working for Crossbones, and she like jumps up on them and punches them, kicks them, you know, does the Black Widow stuff. And there's like 5 different cuts to show like one hit, and it's a little jarring. But this is definitely going for more like extended takes. You can definitely see that in quite a few shots. Whatever fight scene is happening on that bus definitely looks to be pretty interesting. It kind of reminded me of one of the opening fight scenes to Aquaman, when they're all fighting in the lighthouse.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that.
I mean, I kind of saw that scene and I thought of Nobody.
Yeah.
Well, just to comment really quick on what you were saying about the extended scenes. Now, this might be really stretching things, but I feel like if you think about it, like a lot of the fighting we've seen in Marvel is very Western in its right, which is, you know, like think about boxing and MMA and stuff like that. And this movie is very Eastern with the martial arts and stuff like that, which is much more graceful and more showy. So I feel like that's part of it.
Yeah.
Like I said, that's a very long stretch. It could be a reasoning for this movie, and just a stupid thing to compare it to the other movies, but that was just what I thought about, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot of characters that are like specific to hand-to-hand combat. You know, Thor's got his hammer, Iron Man has his suits, Cap has his shield, Black Panther has his claws. The only characters that I can like really think of that are like specific hand-to-hand combat, obviously, other than Shang-Chi, is Iron Fist,
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow, but she uses guns quite a bit, and
Yeah, but
various
she's hand to hand
laser.
combat.
Yeah, but I agree. Yeah, um,
Bucky.
yeah, Bucky. And then there's Daredevil when he's not using his batons, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
can't.
then there's also Agent May from Agents of Shield, but
Yeah, that can be said for almost everyone in that show.
yeah, but point is we don't really see a whole lot of characters that are specific to hand-to-hand combat, and from just a little bit of research I did, it seems like Shang-Chi does actually have more supernatural abilities other than being able to fight really good. It seems like in the comics he has the ability to like kind of create decoys of himself, so like in the middle of a fight, kind of like what Doctor Strange did to Thanos. uh we
Really?
didn't really get any indication of him being able to do that in this. It kind of seems like he'll actually just be using the 10 rings for power, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys knew this, but in the comics the 10 rings are like actual rings you would wear on your fingers.
Yeah.
But they kind of changed them to bracelets. I heard a theory that they kind of did this to avoid Infinity Gauntlet comparisons.
Yeah, I can see the rings are almost the exact same colors as the stones.
And it's also fair. Hold on, I saved a picture of what they like. There's stuff that can. They basically do the same things the Infinity. There's one that controls time. There's one that basically controls reality and stuff, and it's a lot of the same things the Infinity Gauntlet does, but more localized. You're not going to be snapping away half the universe with the 10 rings. No, just even with the full 10 rings, but
yeah, at best you can snap away half of China.
Yeah.
I was gonna say really quick, I am a huge fan of like martial arts movies, and that now that I think about it more, it is like these Eastern style movies have longer scenes. Like combat is like single takes and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, it's because I imagine for a large portion of them, the actors, the actors doing the fighting, they actually know how to do all this stuff, and so they don't need to cut away and whatnot. I think that's part of the reason they hired I believe his name is Simu Liu. Hold on, I don't want to butcher his name. Let me get his name real quick. But they hired this actor to play Shang-Chi because he can do longer takes and whatnot, which is I was right, Simu Liu. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I have a quick question. Is Donnie Yen in Marvel?
No.
Donnie Yen's the blind guy.
I know who he is, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just look it up.
I don't think so.
No, he's not. Looks like the most kind of... He was in Mulan and he was in Rogue One and...
He was in Blade 2. I don't know if that counts.
It's a Marvel movie. I was going to say...
Well, I didn't know if he was talking about
but
MCU.
Obviously it's not an MCU, but yeah.
Well, he has a series called Ip Man.
I know of it.
They are phenomenal movies, by the way. But, yeah, that's where I'm getting, like, 90% of my thought from. Because those are my favorite martial arts movies. I've seen a handful, but... Yeah. I mean...
I do have... I don't know if this is confirmed or more speculation, but it seems like the plot of this movie will sort of be like a Mortal Kombat style competition for who gets to control the 10 rings. We obviously see a bunch of different fighters. There's obviously Shang-Chi himself, and then we have Razor Fist, who is the guy with the sword arm. And then apparently we'll be seeing Shang-Chi's sister in this. And then the guy in the mask, who we don't know who is playing that. It seems like the character is called Death Dealer or something like that. I don't have it pulled up right in front of me.
Yeah, it's Death Dealer.
I wonder if that character is just a singular person, or if like Shang-Chi is gonna like defeat them, and by that I mean kill them, and then they're just gonna pop up later, and it's gonna be just a different person, but they look identical. I feel like they could go that way, kind of. Trying to think of a comparison, but I'm failing right now.
I was gonna say, Screenslaver or whatever. Almost. Not like a separate person, but...
Kinda. I mean, like...
You mean like the person's just a clone?
No. I mean like Batman Court of Owls, the, whatever their high enforcers are, they all look identical, but they are each individual people. So you'd be forgiven and mistaken if two of them were the same person.
Okay.
Talons, their high enforcers are called Talons.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder if it's going to be a situation like that, or it seems like Death Dealer has been a part of Shang-Chi's life for always. He was likely the person that trained him or was in charge of training him. So
well, I think to wrap up this trailer, the last thing I want to say is the music was really good too. Like, I didn't really notice it the first time I watched it, but I watched it like 5 times, and one time I just focused on the music, and it was really good.
I saw a YouTube comment about it saying that the song used was something like Wake Up the Dragon or something like that. And they continue on to be like, oh, maybe this is hinting towards Fing Fang Foom as the villain.
Ooh.
I highly doubt it.
That's a huge
As
stretch.
cool as that would be.
Yeah, that would be cool. Don't think it's going to happen. Let's get ahead of the Mephisto train, so to speak, and just stop. The Mandarin is probably going to be the villain of this, or at the very least, he is not going to be a good person. I mean, the Mandarin is a villain in the comics in like every iteration, so I would fully expect him be a villain this time around yet again for the 3rd time in the MCU.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to say about Shang-Chi?
No. Well, I
just being super excited.
I don't know if I said this already, but I don't really see him having a big part in the MCU going forward. Like, because let's say the next big bad is Kang, right? Who are they gonna call? Spider-Man? They have Spider-Man, Scarlet Witch, Doctor Strange. Oh, let's call the guy that can kick really hard.
Well, I mean, but you could say the same thing about Bucky and Winter Soldier. You know, he has a metal arm, which we've already been shown that someone like Spider-Man can literally stop it with ease. So what does he bring to the table other than that? And not much. I mean, even during the Battle of Wakanda, he stays back and just shoots, even though he is hopped up on a version of the super soldier serum, so we know he can fight, but what's he doing? Staying back with a gun, bantering with Rocket. So
yeah, true.
You also can think about
Also,
episode 4.
I think what Casey really means is like, do you mean like popular? Like I know you mean like his power level, but like he's not really popular, or he's not well known.
But it's not a
it's not
popularity
about.
contest. Because okay, you really can't do it's about popularity because Guardians of the Galaxy was metaphorically scraping the bottom of the barrel. Like, these were characters that were super unknowns in terms of the Marvel comics, and look at them now. You know, their two movies are some of the highest rated ones out there.
Yeah,
that's if Shang-Chi really hits off, then
it will.
I'm sure it will. I'm really hyped for the movie. I can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone else is really hyped for the movie. But
well, I'm not really hyped for it. I mean,
he'll have the 10 rings.
See it, but
maybe going forward.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe he'll ditch him at the end of the movie, but
I'm definitely. Obviously, this is a little bit biased because of the fact that Shang-Chi has a trailer, but at this point I'm more hyped for Shang-Chi than I am for Eternals. Mostly because I kind of, even before the trailer, I kind of understood or had a basic concept of where the story could go with Shang-Chi. But with Eternals, I don't really have a good idea of where this story could go. Nonetheless, I'm excited for it. More cosmic stuff in the MCU is going to be great, but it's a little hard to get hyped when I don't necessarily have a grasp on what's going to be going on. But I'm sure we'll be getting a trailer sometime in June or July.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, next thing that we had, we want to talk Flash news.
Let's talk Flash news. So it was announced a few days ago that Ezra Miller's Flash will finally start production. This movie was supposed to start production before Justice League came out, the original, objectively worse version, back in 2017, and it just kept losing directors, losing writers, just over and over, delays, and now, so many years later, 4 years later, it's finally starting production. Rumors circulated that this most recent delay was due to trying to get Michael Keaton involved as Batman, and that he supposedly finally came around to being Batman in this presumably Flashpoint focused movie.
Wait. Flashpoint?
Yeah, Flashpoint.
That's what the movie story is.
Flashpoint Paradox. That's pretty cool.
Yes, the story in which Barry Allen goes back in time and inevitably screws everything up.
So that being said, because I didn't know that, do you think this will be like the best DC movie?
I think it's way too early to tell that.
I have very, very high expectations. It's been delayed, 7 times? So it has to be good.
It's only been like, I've only known that 2 days ago that I just realized it. I thought that they just started filming, but I didn't know they had 7 delays. So.
Well, we didn't say 7 delays. I would say it's been delayed several times. But I mean, I don't know what to think of this. I think if the Snyder Cut hadn't come out, I would be like, yeah, I'm all for a Flashpoint. I really enjoyed Man of Steel. and Batman v Superman and Wonder Woman 84, but
Aquaman.
This series, this universe kind of had a really rocky start. I also liked Aquaman. I kind of forgot that, and Shazam. I forgot those two existed. It had a rocky start, so maybe going back and trying again wouldn't be the worst thing. But after the Snyder Cut, just seeing where this story could go, I'm maybe just a little bit disappointed that we're not going to actually see it, supposedly. Because I don't know. That nightmare scene at the end that was really cool, and I want to see more of it. But we probably won't, sadly. But yeah, no, I'm excited for this. Hopefully it's really, really, really good. Like, I'm talking CW Flash Season 1, Season 2 good, not...
Yeah.
It's got to be, like, up there, like...
Oh, yeah. Well, it's got to compete with Snyder Cut and the other better DC movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to have a hard time doing that.
Basically, the bar right now was set really high by the Snyder Cut Speed of Force scene, which, for those of you who don't remember or didn't watch, is a point in the movie when the Mother Boxes form the Unity and destroy Earth, but Flash phases through the destruction and runs faster than the speed of light to turn back time and reverse the damage done by the Unity. And that scene is just amazing, and it sets the standard for what
by far the
Flash
best
should
scene.
Be.
Yeah.
So if they can kind of keep that energy, then I have high hopes for this, but I don't know. I'm worried. I'm not worried. I'm cautiously optimistic, is what I should say. What I want to know is why they're getting Michael Keaton to play Batman instead of, since this is a Flashpoint movie, instead of the actor that plays what's his name on The Walking Dead, the guy with the baseball bat, Negan, because he plays Bruce Wayne not Bruce Wayne. He plays Thomas Wayne in Batman v Superman, and Martha Wayne is played by the actress that plays Maggie, also from The Walking Dead. So think about that next time you're watching Batman v Superman. I kind of wish that he would be Batman. I think he would make a really cool Flashpoint Batman where he's Batman.
Oh, that black and red, like the black and red, and
yeah, because
I mean, so cool. Yeah,
Flashpoint Batman is
really cool.
Actually, not all that dissimilar from Snyderverse Batman. He doesn't really mind killing. So now I've lost where I was going with this point.
Yeah.
Continuity, man. I want continuity. Also, really excited to maybe see Michael Keaton back as Batman. The movie will automatically lose 2 points in my book if at some point he does not mimic his line from Batman 89. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. You know, that really, really campy stuff. Love it.
Quality.
Exactly.
Well, with that, I think we can move on to our Indiana Jones news.
Yeah. So last week we also talked about Indiana Jones 5. We mentioned that Phoebe Waller-Bridge was cast as the female lead, and that John Williams was coming out of retirement to do the score for Indiana Jones 5. And this week, we found out that Mads Mikkelsen has joined the cast, currently in an unknown role. I don't know about you guys, but I'm willing to bet that he plays the villain. Yeah.
Yep. Villain.
I'm not caught up on the movies yet.
Oh. Wow. Okay.
Wait,
No,
what
you can
did
talk
you
about
say?
it. I don't care about spoilers anymore. It's my fault if it's spoiled.
No, it's okay. The movies came out in the 80s. You still have a few years before they're out of spoiler territory. It's only been like 40 years. Yeah, I think Mads Mikkelsen will be the villain.
Yeah.
Which I think will be pretty good. Will be pretty cool. He played a great villain in Casino Royale. It was a very subtle villain. He wasn't a Blofeld. The shift was definitely more he was like the anti-Bond, but I guess the villain from Skyfall is more the anti-Bond. What I'm trying to say is he's not over the top and flashy like some other Bond villains. He's just kind of a normal dude, just trying to, do some money laundering, your typical bad guy stuff. So I think he'll be a cool villain. What I want to know is what artifact they'll be chasing. Do you guys think they're going to go back to the biblical stuff? Because the Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade were obviously Ark of the Covenant and the Holy Grail. But Temple of Doom was also a religious artifact, but it was I'm not even gonna guess what religion it was from because I don't know and I don't want to get it wrong and make people mad.
So two things that come to me for artifacts. I would say, I don't know, I think this is a huge stretch. Atlantis.
Oh. That was done in a video game.
Oh. Curse of Ogun. Some artifact out of there.
Maybe.
That's all I could. So they're not going to do Atlantis then, probably.
Yeah, I don't, because Atlantis is that is very stooped in mythology, that is a mythological place, and at least with all the religious artifacts, they at least have some tangible real life evidence for existing. Obviously Atlantis probably could, there are likely cities like Atlantis, ones that were on land like normal, but then some water just came in and just really just went to town and just sunk it all. Those towns exist. Those are real. I mean, there's one, but there's ones in America.
Right. When you say artifacts, I can't the ones that they already did, I can't pick up any more. I can just only say that they might find something in somewhere where it's trending.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, it could go anywhere. I don't think anyone was expecting Crystal Skull to do Aliens, and well, here we are. Yeah. So it could go anywhere.
Agreed.
I think we can all agree, though. I hope we all hope this movie is good.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. 1 and 3 are definitely the high points. With
I hope it's a good artifact. 4. It's nuts. It's not like something they made up.
Well,
real artifact.
None of them have. So, none of the artifacts in any of the movies have actually been made up. However, there's an asterisk next to the crystal skull, being that there are real crystal skulls, but they're all fake. Like, all the ones that have been reported to have been discovered turned out to be fake. So, crystal skulls are real in the sense that they existed, but they are not real in the sense that they are actual artifacts from ancient civilizations.
Right. So, yeah, accept that one, but...
I hope they do pick something biblical. I'm not sure what it would be. I was thinking maybe... as weird or as far out as it may be, something Egyptian would kind of be cool. Bring us back to...
I know that, in a video game, they were after the staff of the guy who parted the Red Sea. I can't for the life of me remember his name.
I almost said Moses.
Oh.
Yeah,
Moses. Yes,
Yeah.
Moses.
It is Moses.
Yeah,
Okay.
there it is. Yeah, they went after Moses' staff. They did that in a video game. But I'm pretty sure it was I'm pretty sure it was a DS exclusive video game because that's where I played it. So
that would be cool. Finding Moses' staff.
Yeah, they could go for that. They could go for the Atlantis thing. We'll just have to see.
That thing was, if they went after me.
Like the Trident.
Just see Pirates 5, that end scene.
Oh yeah, Pirates 5 did go after a trident. And so did Aquaman.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to see.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, well, find out later.
Speaking of actors joining casts of things we're looking forward to, today of recording, Emilia Clarke was announced to be in talks with Marvel to be a part of Secret Invasion, which of course is the upcoming Disney Plus Marvel show about the Skrulls that are living on Earth, or that is supposedly what it will be about, just based off of the title and the comic of the same name.
The most popular theory I've seen so far is that she's going to play Black Cat, but that makes no sense at all.
No.
Yeah,
if Black Cat was going to show up at all, it would be in a Spider-Man movie, and last I checked, it was not called Spider-Man Secret Invasion. So, though Secret Invasion did kind of start with Far From Home, so who knows?
Huh.
If there's your Spider-Man connection.
Yeah. So this series, obviously, we've gotten hints throughout. Obviously, Far From Home was the big one. We saw one of the end credit scenes for WandaVision. We saw Skrulls working in S.H.I.E.L.D., and so we'll probably see more of that. I assume that's where we'll find out what Nick Fury is doing up in space, and whether or not Maria Hill is with him also up in space.
Maria Hill isn't a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent anymore, though, right?
Well, hold on, because I'm trying to remember. Because at the end of Winter Soldier, she went to go work at Stark Industries.
Yeah, she popped up a few times in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to help Coulson, but
yeah,
she was never officially back as an agent.
Right, but as far as... Because okay, at the very least, she is still working with Nick Fury because they were obviously together at the end of Infinity War, and no one batted an eye at them working together. Working together during Far From Home. So obviously they are still in contact. They still work together. Their shield is gone, and they probably aren't sword agents. They're probably just off doing their own thing with the scrolls.
It's probably an on and off shield agent thing.
Yeah. I assumed sword would be like it is in the comics, where it's just shield but in space, but they kind of went a little bit of a different direction. Maybe because the one guy that was kept trying to kill Wanda in WandaVision, he was the director of Sword, so I wonder if we'll see a change in policy at Sword and priorities. We'll just have to see. With that, do we want to segue into this
Oscars?
week's? Yep. Do we want to segue into the Oscars? Anyone have anything else to say about the Secret Invasion TV show?
No, nothing I can think of. No real big news in video games or anything either. So,
okay. Well, folks.
Oh, the Horizon Zero Dawn Complete Edition is free on PS4 and PS5.
Oh yeah, that's right. I picked that up today.
I downloaded that as well.
Yep. Haven't played it. Still working through some other games, but definitely looking forward to playing that.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so then other than that, nothing.
No. Okay. Well, folks, it's that time of year again where you're either really into watching rich people give other rich people awards, or you just don't care, but you still pay attention anyway. Let's get right into the Oscars 2021. So, what we're going to be doing here is pretty simple. The Oscars are not for a few more days until the 25th. So, what we are doing is we are going to be going through most of the categories and determining determining who we think will win in each category. So let's just get right into it with Best Actor in a Leading Role. Up for nominations, we have Riz Ahmed for The Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Steven Yeun, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, for Minari. I don't know about you guys, but I think Chadwick Boseman is getting
the obvious choice.
Boseman is getting this one.
It is obvious.
No contest.
Yes. Yeah.
Easy.
Mm-hmm. So we're all in agreement there.
Yeah. If in fact during the Oscars Chadwick Boseman doesn't get it, I will be royally pissed.
Yeah, what a great actor, just taken way too soon. I honestly, some days I just still don't believe it.
Seriously.
Yeah, even the Stan Lee, like,
it hit like a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm going to be writing these down so we don't forget them next week, but let's move on to Actor in a Supporting Role. Our nominees are Sacha Baron Cohen in Trial of Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah. We have Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami. We have Paul, I want to say Raci, sorry for the pronunciation, in Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield also in Judas and the Black Messiah. So this probably seems like a good enough time to say that I've seen 4 movies nominated in anything ever this year. So I don't know a thing about any of these actors in these movies.
Yeah, I'll agree with you in saying I know nothing. I did hear Judas and the Black Messiah was good if you're into those sort of movies. So I kind of just want to say Daniel.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Sacha Baron Cohen too, because I know who that is.
Yes.
Yeah,
he's literally the only one I know out of that list.
I'm gonna pick Leslie Odom Jr.
Okay. So then let's move on to actress in a leading role. For this, we have Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day in The United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand, sorry for pronunciation again, in Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know any of them.
Same here. I'm gonna go with Viola Davis because
I agree with you because I don't know.
I'll go with Carey Mulligan.
And I forgot their names. I'm so sorry, but I did forget their names.
I'm gonna go with Vanessa Kirby just because she was good in Mission Impossible Fallout and Hobbs and Shaw. And she's the only one I know, so.
I completely forgot she was in those, but I still don't know who she is.
Yeah. Vanessa Kirby would probably be the runner-up for me because I also know who that is.
I'm just going to go with Viola Davis.
Best actress in a supporting role. First up, we have Maria Bakalova from Borat's subsequent movie film Delivery, a prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan. Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, I
think.
One of those two.
Yeah.
Olivia Colman in The Father. Amanda Seyfried in Mank. I'm gonna butcher this name. Yoo Jung Yoon.
Yeah, I think that's how you would pronounce it.
In Minari. I'm gonna go with Maria Bakalova because she was really funny in Borat's subsequent movie film Delivery, a prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
I'm gonna go with that too because that in that movie. I don't know the whole name like Andrew does, but
I'm reading it off a list.
Oh. Yeah, I'm just going
with Yoo Jung Yoon. I don't know.
Man, this would probably be better if we actually knew who we were casting our votes for.
I know, like all of these, except for the next category.
Yeah, the next category we can spend some time on animated feature film. Now this is something we can talk about. Up first we have Onward, that is a Pixar movie. We have Over the Moon. I don't know who it's from.
Yeah.
We have a Shaun of the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. Again, don't know who it's from. Soul from Pixar. And Wolfwalkers. I don't know who that's from.
So Soul and Onward.
Either Over the Moon or Wolfwalkers, one of those is a Netflix original. And let's be real here. Shaun of the Sheep movie, a Shaun of the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, was nominated just because the only other thing that could have been nominated was Trolls 2. Let's be real. Farmageddon most likely will not be winning. I think we all know what'll probably be winning. It's Soul.
Yeah, I think Soul's gonna win, even though I want Onward.
Yeah.
I agree.
Onward is such a good movie.
I'm gonna go with Onward. I'm gonna say Onward.
You're gonna go with Onward?
I'm gonna go Onward because I wanted to.
Dude, I'm caught in the middle, really.
Okay, so obviously we narrowed it down to Onward and Soul, but I'm gonna go Over the Moon.
What?
Yes, my pick is Over the Moon because usually
going for the underdog.
Oscars, the dumbest movie wins. So, and I'm going Over the Moon.
I don't know. The Oscars got it right for the 2019 movies. Into the Spider-Verse, they nailed it for that being best animated. I think the best animated category is really kind of the category where the Academy just kind of all of a sudden gets everything together and actually chooses the best movie out of all of them. And I think the best movie out of all of them in this situation is Soul.
Honestly, I wouldn't be disappointed if they picked Onward, and I wouldn't be disappointed if they picked Soul. I'm in the same position.
Yeah.
So if Soul gets it, I'll still be pretty happy, and if Onward gets it, I'll be pretty happy. It's not I don't really see it as a contest.
Well, I'm still gonna lean towards Soul because I'm going for most amount of correct guesses here. I'm in it to win it, boys. Next up, we've got cinematography. Our nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, and Trials of the Chicago 7. I'm gonna go Nomadland on this one.
Yeah, same.
I haven't seen any of them, so...
Well, I haven't seen this one either, but I watched a YouTube video summarizing all of them, and Nomadland seems like the type of movie that would have a lot of establishing landscape shots that look really pretty, so I'm going with Nomadland.
I know, I think the Trial of Chicago 7? Is that what it is?
Yeah, the Trial of the Chicago 7.
I saw... Well, I didn't see it, obviously, but I'm saying, like, I think it's on Netflix, but if you, like, hover over it and it plays a preview. So that's pretty much all I know about that movie. I saw the preview of it. So yeah, I'll go with that one.
I turned that feature off on my Netflix account, so...
I'm gonna go with News of the World, just because the way the title makes me think of it. It's gonna have a lot of those gorgeous shots. That's just an assumption, though.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Okay. Moving on, we have costume design. This one's a little bit easier to tell just by not actually having to watch the movie. So our nominees are Emma, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Mulan, and Pinocchio. This is, of course, Pinocchio not made by Disney. So just in case you guys got confused by that, like... I did thinking, what the heck, there was a Pinocchio movie, and then looking up being like, oh, it's not a Disney version.
Yeah. So,
not saying that makes it bad, saying that, oh, that's why I missed it.
So out of the list, I've only seen Mulan, so I'm going to have to go with that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mulan as well.
Seems like the obvious choice.
Okay, that's all four of us.
Now let me choose Emma.
I've actually seen some pictures. They have some nice costumes in there. And ultimately, that probably will win. But I've seen Mulan, so I'm going to go with that one.
Yep.
Mulan's got some great costumes, too.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
They're better than some movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Best Directing. Movies, we have Another Round by Thomas Vinterberg, Mank by David Fincher, Minari by Lee Isaac Chung, Nomadland by Chloe Zhao, Promising Young Woman by Emerald Fennell.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
I
don't know.
I think this one is either going to go to Mank or Minari. Mank because it's David Fincher and he makes really, really good movies. He did Fight Club.
I'm going with Mank.
But Minari also has been one of those movies that a lot of people are talking about, so it makes me think that maybe it could be that.
Going with
Minari. I'm gonna go Mank on this one.
Going with the Mank.
I'm going Thomas Vinterberg.
Another round, okay.
And I'm gonna go Promising Young Woman, just because I've been picking the bottom one if I don't have an opinion.
Wow, okay.
That's smart.
For those of you wondering, we are looking at the official Oscars webpage for their nominations, so
which is in alphabetical order.
Yes. Though I actually the movies are in alphabetical order. The categories are, I believe, in the order that they are read off in. Now, the next two categories are documentary. We're going to skip those. We're going to skip those.
Okay.
Film editing. Documentaries are great. However,
I don't hate them.
I do not watch them to determine their Oscar eligibility.
Yeah.
I don't even watch normal movies to do that, but it's always nice watching a movie and then seeing it get nominated. Like, oh, yeah, it does deserve a mention there. So, film editing, we have The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and Trial of Chicago 7. These are... all of these are nominated for Best Picture. There are two also nominated for Best Picture that were not mentioned here, but these have all been nominated for Best Picture. I'm gonna go... Man, this is really hard without actually seeing any of these movies.
Yeah. Well, put me down for the trial.
I'm gonna go Sound of Metal.
Yeah.
Why is it? Because Nielsen?
Huh?
Film editing?
Because the guy's name is Nielsen.
Sound of Metal just seems like it would have the most editing.
Yeah, that's the one about the deaf musician. Sorry, the deaf drummer. Haha.
Oh.
Sorry, drummers.
I was gonna say you stole that joke too.
That one.
Shut up.
The Sound of Metal.
Okay, so everybody's the Sound of Metal except for me.
Are you writing this down?
I am. Well, I'm typing it on my phone, but what's the difference?
So I do know we are skipping the next one.
Yeah, we are skipping
the
international film. Because just like with documentaries, we don't really watch international movies. Makeup and hairstyling.
I do want to say really quick, one of the movies though in international film is The Man Who Sold His Skin.
Well, that one's gonna win. If we were doing that section, that would be the one that I would vote for because it has an interesting name.
All right, makeup and hairstyle.
Makeup and hairstyling. So the nominees we have Emma, Hillbilly, Elegy, or Elegy. I still don't know, and I'm not gonna look it up. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio.
Ma Rainey.
I've seen stills and images of the movie Emma, so I'm gonna vote for that because it looks like it's Victorian era Europe, so they got fancy hair and weird makeup and whatnot, so I'm willing to bet that will probably win.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna go with Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
I'll go Emma as well.
I think I'm going to do Emma because Pinocchio, I've seen pictures and previews and I watched the trailer and it's terrifying. So I don't really want to.
No.
I'm going to break my rule for this one.
Okay. Music, original score. I'm really excited for this one because I've actually seen one of the movies. Yeah. Our nominees are The Five Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul. I'm going Soul.
Soul.
No contest. Soul.
Yeah, Soul.
Yeah.
Such a good score.
It really, really is. You get really... I got lost in the movie with the score. You kind of just... You feel it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's... Yeah. No contest.
Okay. Moving on.
So that one, I will be pissed if Soul does not get pissed for best score. Yeah.
Oh, but hold on, wait. News of the World is done by James Newton Howard. He does some good music. Oh, and Mank was done by the same people that did Soul. Ooh.
Oh, really?
Ooh, yeah.
Ouch. Nope, still going with Soul.
Yeah, I'm still going Soul.
Yeah, Soul.
Okay. Next up, we have music, original song. The nominees are Fight for You, which was in Judas and the Black Messiah. Hear My Voice from The Trial of the Chicago 7. Oh, man, that's the name. Oh, the next one. Okay.
Husavik.
Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga. Is that a movie? I did not hear of it. The next one is in a different language, but luckily, the parentheses next to it tells me it is called Scene from The Life Ahead. And the last one we have Speak Now from One Night in Miami.
Speak Now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Speak.
Going back to my bottom one, Speak Now.
I'm gonna go with Hear My Voice from Trial of Chicago 7 because the music is by Daniel Pemberton, and I don't know what else he's done, but I recognize the name, and he definitely appears on my playlist for soundtracks. Oh. So I'm gonna go with
I'm changing mine. Hear My Voice.
I will also change mine.
I recognize that name. He did the Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yep, I am changing it to Hear My Voice.
I'm going to hold my ground.
Outcast.
Okay. Next up. Oh, this is it. This is what we've all been waiting for.
Ooh, what is it?
Best Picture. We got Best Picture, folks.
Uh-oh.
Our nominees for Best Picture are, drumroll please, First up, we have The Father. This is a movie starring Anthony Hopkins, and it is about a father who is tragically suffering from dementia. Real sad stuff. Next up, we have Judas and the Black Messiah. This is about the Black Panther Party, more specifically about the man who infiltrated the party and, at the orders of the FBI, basically told them about the goings-ons about their leader. We have... next up after that, we have Mank, which is basically a dramatization of the making of the movie Citizen Kane, which is widely regarded as one of the best movies of all time. Next up after that, we have Minari, which is a movie about a group of, I want to say Asian American farmers. Hold on, I have stuff written down because I knew I was going to forget this stuff. Let's see.
That is correct. Asian American farmers in the 80s.
Yep. It's a family drama about some Asian American farmers, which I've heard is pretty good. Nomadland is, from what I understand, basically a movie about living life kind of pretty, in a van, yeah, pretty much. I was trying to sugarcoat it, but it's about living life in a van and just kind of moving about the country.
Yeah.
Being a schmuck.
After that, we have Promising Young Woman, which... Look, I've tried to look up multiple different synopsis and, like, videos on this. I still don't know what it's about.
Yeah, I didn't even know what you're talking about. Did I see it? Is it in the trailer, right?
Yeah, it is. For those of you who are not a part of our group chat, we, because we didn't see any of the Best Picture movies, we watched a video from the channel Screen Junkies called Honest Trailers Oscars 2021 to basically get a crash course in these movies. Clearly, it did not help much. No. Next up, we have Sound of Metal, which is about a drummer who loses his hearing and goes deaf.
That's what losing hearing means.
Didn't ask for lip. I did not ask for lip from Unemployed.
Ooh.
All right, fair point.
Next up, we got the Trial of the Chicago 7, which is a courtroom drama about, I think, a bunch of people who were charged with, like, I want to say like treason or something like that. They were charged with something, most likely wrongfully. I am gonna go with Mank.
Oh, that's it?
That's it. I'm gonna go with Mank on this one. On the grounds that it is a movie about the making of a movie. And is like seems like a real, man, isn't Hollywood great type of vibe. Also,
so that's what it's about, really?
Mm-hmm, it's the making of Citizen Kane, which, again, regarded as one of the best movies ever made. I haven't seen it, so that's not necessarily my opinion.
I guess I'm stuck between The Father, Mink, and Minari.
I'm going The Father.
Huh? No one The Father?
No, I'm going to pick The Father.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I'm picking The Father.
I don't know. I'm
picking Sound of Metal. Out of all the trailers, that's the one I like the most. So
I know. I like The Father a lot.
I'm a keep it real. I can almost guarantee you Sound of Metal is not gonna win.
I know.
But who knows? Who knows?
I was going to say, we didn't see these movies, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with The Father.
Okay. So that there you go. There's our Best Picture votes. Now we get to move on to production design. Our nominees for this are The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet.
I'm sorry, what are these movies nominated for again?
Production design.
Okay.
For this one, I'm gonna go with Mank. I want to say Tenet. Tenet. I've been told that I say it wrong, so I've been trying to say it right. I'm pretty sure the right way is Tenet. Tenet.
Tenet.
I have been saying it Tenet.
That's what sounds right to me.
Yeah.
That's that. See, I've been saying it because that's how it looked when I first saw it. I'm like, oh, Tenet. See, I tried to change, and now I can't even remember. I just say, hey, that cool time inversion Christopher Nolan movie. So
Well, I'm gonna say
I'm gonna go with
Tenet,
Mank on this one.
Yeah. Since it's like how Andrew described how Mank is, I'm gonna have to go with Mank.
Yeah, same. As much as I want to choose Tenet.
All right, I'm the one going balls deep again.
Okay.
Short films.
Let's just skip the short films. Let's be real here. We didn't watch them.
Yeah, no.
Look, we didn't. Look, if we couldn't even get around to watching the best pictures, we sure as hell did not see the short films. Sound. Nominees for sound: Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, Sound of Metal. I can guarantee you Sound of Metal is gonna win.
Yeah, I want to pick Soul so bad because I've seen it. That's literally the only movie I've seen out of the list, so I'm picking Soul.
Sound of Metal and Soul are probably the two most likely, I think.
Yes.
I'm picking Soul.
Same.
Casey? Yep.
Okay. I see how it is. Visual effects. This one's always fun. Our nominees are Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet. Pretty sure I said it right that time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this opposite. Mulan and Midnight Sky are out, in my opinion. Those are not gonna win.
Mm-hmm.
The One and Only Ivan, I also don't think will win, but it has a better chance of winning than Mulan and Midnight Sky. I think Love and Monsters had some really good visual effects, but overall, it's kind of not Tenet. Love and Monsters is not Tenet. Tenet is going to win this one.
Agree.
For sure.
Yep.
Even if you have seen the other ones, Tenet is the obvious choice.
Yeah, I mean, just the way they blended forward and backwards, and just that one shot of the building that explodes in the middle and reforms at the top, or explodes at the top and reforms in the middle. Just that one shot right there, boom, that's Oscar right there. That's, boom, you've got it in the bag.
Exactly.
So all agree, Tenet?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Dope. Okay. So this is writing, adapted screenplay. Our nominees are Borat's subsequent movie film delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, The White Tiger.
Or subsequent film. I don't know.
I'm gonna go White Tiger.
I'm gonna go The Father because I know that was adapted from a play.
Borat, the subsequent film, and the rest of what it says.
Oh, you mean Borat's subsequent movie film delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glory nation of Kazakhstan?
That's right.
Okay, just double checking.
Yeah, we're double checking. Yep.
Making sure you didn't want to select any other Borat films.
Right.
I'm going The Father.
Okay, next. Oh, this is it. This is the end. We have writing original screenplay.
Original.
Our nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, or The Trial of Chicago 7.
Oh.
In other words, all Best Picture nominees.
The Trial.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that to your trial.
I'm gonna go with the trial.
I'm gonna go with Minari.
The Judas and the Black Messiah. I think it's. I don't know. I'm kind of torn between that one and for original writing for that one and the trial of the Chicago 7. But I'm gonna go with.
Be different.
I'm gonna go with the Chicago 7 one.
Yeah, I'm going with Minari. I think just based off the how the description of it is and what what it's about. I think that, in my opinion, is most likely to win. But I guess we will see on the 25th.
Yeah.
Alrighty. With that is the end of the Oscar stuff.
Appears as though we have a little bit of time left.
Yes.
So yeah, this is going to be the end. Normally, we would have a Q&A session here, but once again, we got no questions this week. So please send your questions in. We want them. We want to hear what you guys have to say.
Please, Twitter DMs are so dry.
Instagram comments, YouTube
comments. They've all been very generic. But we appreciate all you guys who are watching or listening. We really appreciate you guys. Next week, after we go back through the Oscar wins to see what we got right and what we got wrong and our opinions on those, we will be talking Mortal Kombat. We have some opening day tickets. We're going to be going and seeing that.
So hyped.
Yep, I'm pretty excited. I've been blasting the real Mortal Kombat theme.
I'm blasting
for
both,
this week. That new one sucks. I'm sorry, Brandon. You're the only one that thinks it's good.
I've also been listening to MK11 soundtrack a bit.
Fair enough.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for joining in today. Send in those Q&As, and we'll throw them in here at the end. Stay tuned for next week because we're talking about Mortal Kombat, as we just said. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whichever. And adios.
Peace.
See you guys.